Hey everyone, hope they're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis, updated commodities. We're going to work our way through the dollar yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. I dive into all these different sectors looking for potential investment opportunities, sharing those with everyone in the community. We do have a Q&A session coming up it's tomorrow at Saturday, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. You can ask whatever you want. You can show up. It's a Zoom call. It's face to face. We've got other members there as well on the call. You can ask me whatever you'd like, and you can listen in and hear other people's questions. I will also share what I think are good potential investment opportunities. Sometimes I do trainings in the beginning of them if people want me to dive into a topic. But that's what the website has to offer. I also do a midweek update where I go over all of the individual companies that I like, what I'm doing, and sharing what I'm doing in all those. We do have a special coupon code. Specials the coupon code. It's 50% off the first month only on a monthly membership and a larger discount on the yearly. And if anybody wants to switch to a yearly, you can do that and get that discount using the specials that you type in for the coupon code. All right, let's dive in and see what's going on today. We got the dollar, and the dollar still looks good to go higher. It still looks good. We have a small little downward candlestick today, but that still looks good to work its way on up. That is not reversed, and I'm going to leave that arrow there saying that that still looks good to go higher. With time, we'll see if what I'm saying is correct. It doesn't mean that something can't reverse quickly, but that still looks good to move on up. And yields did go up a little bit today. The 2-year still looks good to go higher. We've got that stair step pattern. So it started right there. So if I were to circle the day that changed everything was here. That's what's important if you're trying to learn this stuff. I look at everything like it's a IQ test that you're trying to solve some sort of puzzle. And I don't necessarily need to read a book for this or anything like that. So it's just pattern recognition, looking at things to see if it repeats. And then if you look at enough charts, you'll start to see all the patterns and they kind of jump out of the page at you. I don't trade the short term. So I just use these patterns for entry points because the longer term is a lot less stressful. And you don't have 100% probability with patterns. They are 50, 60, 70% at best, depending what the pattern is and depending how things kind of line up. But this is your changing candlestick. We saw some follow through here, small selling pressure in that falling wedge, and then we got the stair step pattern going on. So that looks good also to go higher. And that's the 2-year yield. That's what drives the Fed in the Fed's decisions. And I don't think they can cut rates, guys. I don't think they can cut rates because they have to get in the market and buy it, and they would have to buy copious amounts of bonds. They're probably already doing that to keep it where the price is today, even. The 10-year yield, that also looks good to go higher. Your reversal candlestick was this big one right there. That's the big bullish engulfing. Everything else is just continuation patterns and flag patterns and stuff like that. So that looks good to go higher. And then the 30-year, it's the same thing. It's right there. So we had a reversal here. And there's no good trend reversal candlestick there. We reversed, and then we reversed there in that big bullish engulfing day. So that still looks good to go higher. Bond prices, TLT, up a teeny bit today, but they still look like garbage. This is an inverted flag pattern that could potentially develop and most likely will head lower. So I'll just put a candlestick lower there, or not a candlestick, but a arrow there. The 2 and the 10 holding steady. We're right underneath some resistance. We'll see if we can punch through to the upside and work our way on up. Again, I'm not as confident in which direction this is going to go. It looks like it's bottoming, like a shoulder, head, shoulder, and that we haven't just broken out yet. But if we do get a slowdown in this market, it's very possible that it does go down. So we could see the 2-year go down faster than the 10-year. That is possible. But right now, yields are going up, not down, which usually is not a indicator of a recession. People generally run to bonds. They run into bonds, which yields go down. QYX TNX ratio holding steady today, down 0.11%, basically holding steady. So we did have a weaker dollar. This isn't really a huge tailwind behind gold. Gold did go up $27 an ounce. It still looks fine. There's nothing too wrong there, and we could consolidate to this, sideways for a while. I'm not stating that we can't do that. We are getting some candlestick wicks at the top, which means we are getting a little bit of selling pressure as we get up here and turning. So it's possible that we start to consolidate here sideways. But again, it's not a bearish formation because we do have an upward thrust, which is larger than this consolidation here. So maybe we do something like that and then try to work our way on up. We'll see. I don't think it's a great entry point, though. I mean, we've been running for a while here, and I generally don't get into things that have moved that fast, that quickly. Not stating that it can't go higher. I'm just stating that I don't generally enter with that much momentum behind it. Some of this momentum is getting lost in this consolidation here. Silver's up 0.85%. We still haven't broken through this downtrend line, or uptrend line, I mean. We've got the big selling pressure move there. This is putting in bullish candlestick formations, though. So it's not bearish yet, at least, but we need to get above some of that to get really bullish. Platinum's looking pretty dang good here, up 2% today. We're squeezing into this corner here, and I'd really like to see this break and outperform gold. You're going to see oil outperform and fertilizers, and they're starting to put in bottoms and starting to turn. And I do expect that platinum could break out here and get running at any second. And then palladium's kind of the off metal, but this one's broken its downtrend. It looks good to go higher for palladium. XAU to gold ratio, we're seeing a move higher for the gold silver mining companies outperforming gold today. This looks good for a move higher. I think a lot of the gold and silver mining companies, they've got good charts. The ETFs have good charts, and I think this is one sector that could do incredibly well. A lot of people still hate it. They spit on it. They don't want to talk about it, and they'll say that, oh, it's just not moving. It's like, well, that's how you don't buy bottoms. That's you buy bottoms when people hate it and they spit on it and they don't like it, and they're going to go run over and chase some other FOMO stuff like Bitcoin or Ethereum or something. But this looks good. We have a long runway ahead of us for that valuation to increase. GDX is up about 3% today, and I think everything looks really good here. I'll move my arrow. So I'm bullish on it because of this falling wedge and the breakout of it. So that looks good to go higher. GDXJ has the same setup, and SILJ has the same setup. SILJ, this could get explosive here soon as we start to break through some of this resistance through here. So there's a lot of resistance right where we're at. We can break through that, but then that will also set up a potential break of this entire pattern where we launch to the upside. So I think this is a big base that we are going to go way up into space after this thing breaks. So that looks good. Crude oil up 1.74%. This looks like it's bottomed and it's running higher. The bottoming pattern that I'm referring to, if we were to zoom in on this, we'll put the line so you guys can see it. I'm just going to put a line across here. There's that line going across. What I see is a potential shoulder, head, shoulder, breakout. That's a bottoming pattern there. Yesterday, I put that it bottomed, and that's basically where we came up to this area up here. And that was basically the bottoming pattern that I saw in oil yesterday as a inverted shoulder, head, shoulder, and we're starting to break out of that and potentially move higher. Now, does that mean that every single day is up? No, that is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that this is broken out of this inverted shoulder, head, shoulder, and that the trend, higher highs, higher lows, is going to move upward, in my opinion. It's possible that this is a false breakout where everybody gets short and it's going to squeeze them all to the upside. It's going to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen immediately or if it's going to take some time where we chop around for a little bit before doing that, but we'll have to wait and see. I can't tell you what the path will look like necessarily in the short term, but it looks good. It's a bottoming pattern. TTF gas down 1.88 today, but the momentum is still to the upside. We do have a reversal candlestick right here, but usually when you're this far down, you're probably scribing out some sort of pattern or something. So maybe we're doing something similar to what oil's doing, and maybe we do something like this, the forehead and higher. So I'm going to keep that higher arrow up there, and we'll see what happens. Natural gas in America is up 5.5%. Like I said, we're in this uptrend here. It hasn't reversed. The downtrend's broken there, and we're coming up to some resistance. The blue trend line here is what we're trying to break. So that's next, and I think we're going to break through it. I think we have a long way to go. I think we're going $5, $6, $7, $8 perhaps up there with some time. We got to start drilling, guys. We have a wall of LNG takeaway capacity coming in 25 and 26. So our boy XOP, yeah, you know me, up 1.5%. Could this be a potential bottom where we're starting to work higher? It kind of looks like it. Looks good. It's looking good. And then OIH also working its way up 1.22%. And that looks like it's trying to break out of its pattern to the upside. So that's looking better. Hopefully we get some follow through. Newcastle coal futures sideways, but still looks really good in my opinion. No big selling pressure candlesticks yet coming out. So we could bounce around sideways. I'm not saying we can't. Like we're not just going to cruise higher. Well, we might, but it doesn't have to be that way. We could bounce around doing this for a little bit before heading on up. Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, we pulled back a little bit. We did have a bearish piercing candlestick yesterday. We're doing our little consolidation. We'll see how far this goes and consolidates. Maybe we only get a couple of candlesticks like this, and then we turn and work our way on up. I'll leave that in there. We'll see if that works out that way. I don't know. We'll see. Uranium futures pricing, again, we're down just slightly. And we've got like a little consolidation going on, maybe a little flag pattern before heading higher. So I'm going to leave that upward candlestick there. And then we'll see if we can consolidate. Now, it doesn't have to consolidate, guys. It could rip at any second. So what I wrote here, it doesn't have to do this. It could rip. It could get a bullish engulfing tomorrow, where we get a big bullish engulfing and it does that. But overall, I think it will work its way on up with time. URA up 1.8%. The equities are getting a funds flow in here. Looks good. Higher. We've got URANIUM also going higher, looking good. And then URNJ, we've broken through these resistance lines. They all look good. Looks good to go higher for URNJ and URANIUM and all those. Nickel down 1%. This guy is still trying to find some footing here before moving on up. So it's trying to do that. We've got copper up 1%. Now, we did a reversal here. So today we went down. So yesterday I had this down and said it looks like it wants to go lower. It did go lower. And that's where we got this downward move. So this is yesterday here. Friday started here. We got the move lower. It bounced off support, a higher high, and now we went into basically a double bottom, broke out here, and now we have a higher low. So this thing is now trending upward if you were to look at this from a really short-term perspective. So this is now reversed, and I think that we could potentially head higher with time. There was no follow-through in that action, and that's what we were looking for. So one could put kind of a trend line here where we're squeezing into this corner here. We're hitting support, and again, we'll see if we can we got a good bounce off support, and we'll see if we can get the momentum to punch through or not. COPX up 0.85. It's at resistance. The resistance just draw a trend line across here, and that's what we're trying to break through there. We've got lithium up 0.64%. That's working its way on up. That looks pretty good. To continue higher, REMX continuing higher, up 0.83, and that still looks good to move on up. I like seeing that we are breaking through some of this resistance through here and working our way on up. Iron ore, tracking sideways, still doing the sideways thing going on. Aluminum up 0.5%. This was still looking kind of bearish last time I looked. Yeah, still looks a little bit bearish, and I'm going to leave that arrow there. Baltic Dry Index down 4.2%. I'm guessing that we're doing some sort of consolidation, and that's what is scribing out is a consolidation. Emerging markets up 0.67% from a weaker dollar. This still looks strong. The reason I say it still looks strong is that we just don't see a lot of selling pressure anywhere in that little move there. Your bottoming patterns, this big up day, that's when Trump came out with the 90-day delay. It's been flag pattern, flag pattern, flag pattern the entire time. So that's the pattern that I'm seeing. Mu up against resistance, trying to break through it, up 0.5%. I wouldn't say it's a breakaway yet, but this looks really good. Looks really good. We're getting through some of this resistance in that little chunk there. And I think we're going to move our way on up. Oh, I got the arrow already in there. Up, up, up. That's what we got. We've got KRE down 0.5%. This one's got a little bit different action here. So we're going up at the moment. But we're going to run into some resistance at this blue line. We want to break through that. That's a pretty big deal to break through that. We've got XHB. It's down today 0.36, but it still looks good to go higher. The reason is we've broken the downtrend and we're flagging on out as we go on up. Russell's down slightly, but still looks good to go higher. No change there. SPX still looks good. No reversal candlestick. Still chugging higher. The NASDAQ still looks good to go higher. We have a flat day today. It's not a big reversal candlestick or anything like that. Still looks okay. SMCI down slightly, but still looks good to go higher. And that just deals with the small selling pressure being on top of the falling wedge here. So we're up on top of it. That's bullish to go higher. NVIDIA also trying to break out. And we've got these small little red candlesticks showing here. That's a bullish sign. When you get to a resistance and there's just not much resistance, more than likely it's probably going to break through. Bitcoin's up 0.7172%. That looks good to continue higher. We are getting a little bit of a wick at the top, a little bit of selling pressure. Ethereum's up 6.27%. That's gone up. So I've said that this is usually a bullish pattern. We've gone up and we are getting some selling pressure. You can see the reversal there, but this could be a continuation pattern where we've broken that to the upside and it still looks good to go higher. You can see us break into the upside there. So that also works on the short term. So that consolidation, the wick at the top is this here to this price here. That's what the wick is from there to there. So when you look at it from the daily perspective, that's what that wick is. It's a consolidation going sideways, and a potential break higher could occur. In the short term, these things can turn very rapidly. So don't put too much on the short term stuff because this can change so quickly and so rapidly. MSTR continuing to go up, and then the VIX was down 2.5%, and we're coming back to support. So this is going to be a support region that we're hitting. But that's what I've got for today, guys. So give me a thumb up for the content, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the website, use the special coupon code if you'd like. And that's all I've got for today. Don't forget, we've got a Saturday question and answer session at 7 a.m. tomorrow. So I'll see everybody there and bring your questions. All right, guys, we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.